All right, last one. This is from The Verge. Amazon shows off Alexa feature that mimics the voices of your dead relatives. Amazon says it can clone voices from a minute of audio. Wow. You know what? This is like the third week in a row where there's been something undeniably brain-poppingly creepy in the weird news headlines that I've had difficulty trying to wrap my mind around, quite frankly. This is crazy. Okay, this was posted in The Verge 3 days ago. Wow. Okay. Amazon has revealed an experimental Alexa feature that allows the AI assistant to mimic the voices of users' dead relatives. The company demoed the feature at its annual Mars conference, showing a video in which a child asks Alexa to read a bedtime story in the voice of his dead grandmother. Wow, as you saw in this experience, instead of Alexa's voice reading the book, it's the kid's grandma's voice, said Rohit Prasad, Amazon's head scientist for Alexa AI. Prasad introduced the clip by saying that adding human attributes to AI systems was increasingly important in these times of the ongoing pandemic when so many of us have lost someone we love. While AI can't eliminate that pain of loss, it can definitely make their memories last, said Prasad. Okay, I hear where they're coming from in terms of wanting to use this artificial intelligence system that Amazon has developed in a way that can sort of help ease the pain of that loss, given the times that we're in right now. But I don't, like, on the surface, I get it. But I'm sorry, I draw the line at, like, the person it's a beloved family member. I understand that. And the family is grieving. I get that. I understand that. But it's like, at what point is the family able to really sort of like move on from the pain of that loss? If this person is always going to be there in a more literal sense than what otherwise would be possible without Alexa, why would you do that? And furthermore, why would you sort of subject a child, let's say, you know, to this simulation as though the grandparent is still there? I mean, don't we have videotapes for this? Some people will make the argument of, like, we have audio, we have recordings, we have video recordings, we have audio recordings, and especially in the age of social media, you know, we have other ways to sort of like carry the person's memory around, you know, and carry them with you, you know. I get that. But this is different though. This is a real-time engagement with something in the present tense, as opposed to reliving a cherished memory with your dearly departed family member or friend, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I don't like the idea of doing this where it's like they're still active, you know? There's a point where it sort of hinges on creepy, you know? This is not a simple recording. This is generating new content, emulating this person's voice, accent, dialect, you know, tone, cadence, breathing patterns, you know, in real time, with new content, with new information that they're responding to or reciting, like reading a book. And like, on an emotional level, on a developmental level, what does that do to a child that is exposed to this technology? You know, what does this do to the child's perception of life and death? You know, there are larger conversations that are to be had here. There's a YouTube video attached to this. I'm not going to play this back, but the video, the link to the story is in the description down below. Ms. D in the comment section of YouTube, what? No. Desert Kingdom says, thinking face emoji, just no. Yeah, I gotta agree. This is really a disturbing topic. There's just no other way to put it, quite frankly. Amazon has given no indication whether this feature will ever be made public, but says its systems can learn to imitate someone's voice from just a single minute of recorded audio. In an age of abundant videos and voice notes, this means it's well within the average consumer's reach to clone the voices of loved ones or anyone else they like. Yeah, these imitations are often known as audio deepfakes and are already regularly used in industries like podcasting, film and TV, and video games. Yeah, no, just no to this. Don't make it easier for bad actors to fraudulently pose as somebody who's not even alive anymore to defend the fact that their identity is being compromised or outright stolen. You know, like, the weaponization potentiality for this technology is clear. Why are we doing this? This feels like one of those scientific advancements that it's like, this feels like it does more danger than good. And it's, I hesitate to sort of invoke Jurassic Park, but it's like their engineers were spending so much time and energy focusing on whether or not they could. Clearly, nobody ever really stopped to think if they should. Because if they did sort of do the math properly on that, given the technological and social and political and cultural climate that we're in right now, somebody should have, you know, thrown a yellow flag on the field and been like, hey, we shouldn't do this. AI is great, but this particular application, maybe we shouldn't do this. I don't know. Brain Spaz says, I would not want to hear a dead person's voice speaking to me. No thanks. Jeez. And then Desert Kingdom says, creepy. Yeah, definitely agree with both of y'all on that. 100%. This is messed up. Anyway, so that's Amazon showing off an Alexa feature that mimics the voices of your dead relatives. Again, this feature has not been made public yet, but man, this is creepy. It seems to be really unnerving some of our audience here tonight. What do you think about it? Those of you at home watching this, do you is this something that you would want in your home? Like, do you have family or friends that you would want to basically inhabit your smart home tech indefinitely? Would you be okay with this being used against yourself, you know, in terms of the risk? Because that's what that means. This technology existing and being released to the public means that all it takes is a minute of your audio. 1 minute. 1 minute of you talking, saying basically anything. Like, there's a famous scene in the third Mission Impossible film where Tom Cruise is basically trying to mimic Philip Seymour Hoffman. He's cornered in a bathroom, right? And he's pinned down. Philip Seymour Hoffman is pinned down, and Cruise, as Philip Seymour Hoffman, has this little index card with a specific phrase that, like, he has to sort of, like, it's gunned to his head, and he's being forced to read off this card so that the little voice strip thing that the IMF agents use to mimic voices are able to sort of do it accurately. The system has to read the person saying this specific passphrase, this specific key phrase to match the tone and inflection patterns and stuff like that synthetically. And it's like, do we even need that anymore? Since it seems like all it needs is any given 1 minute of audio, not even a specific phrase anymore. That movie I just referenced, that was 2006. We're halfway through 2022, and this is being done in smart homes. This is about to be done in smart homes in the real world. This is not a movie. Do not adjust your televisions, people. I mean, holy crap. I don't, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Anyway, let's wrap this up.